Oh, that is terrible. Okay, we
Never
need to
knew this.
change that. Message to spectators. That needs to be off. There we go. Okay, everything looks good at the moment.
I've got to improve by at least 4 tenths to move up in position.
What do you want, the supers?
Yeah, I'd be going out on the supers now.
Well, you should improve, Miles.
But I was on supers last time. I just screwed up in the last.
There we go.
I lost half a second in the last sector. So if I get that right, I should be on pole.
Okay. Ha! Okay. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Tell me when there's a minute left, please. Yeah, no, I can understand that. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Just need to perfect that. Yeah, we're here, don't worry. I've got to mute everyone now though, Ollie, because I've got a stream. I'm gonna leave you unmuted until the race starts. Okay. Right, I'm going to leave now. I just need to... Ollie... Oh, wait, hang on. I've got... Ollie, do you know how to change your setup? Because obviously you'll be starting with the default, but you can change it. Right, when you go to change your strategy at the beginning of the race, you press square, yeah? Press L1 and then you can load your strategy, your setup from there. No, you can load it in. You got 2 minutes anyway, so if you do have to make it, you'll be able to do that. You've got time. Okay. Am I out the session or am I still in? I'm out the session. Good. Okay. Let me know when you finish and then when you're on the grid, please. Back in a sec. Where are we at? Ah. Okay. Let me just check. Ollie, did you get your setup? Oh, okay, we'll find out, I guess. Okay, that's good. At least I'm in. Thank you, Taffy. It was just King Chris, yeah? Not obviously, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Taffy. Thank you, Taffy. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Trizzy takes pole then. From... Who is actually second? Because it's not King Chris. It is Tezza in second. 2 on the softs in the top 10. Sorry, 3 on the softs in the top 10. Which is Kuna Matata, Taffy and Bendel, our rookie for this weekend. Ollie starting at the back with Sophie and AL45. They will be starting on the soft and medium tyres respectively. So you come round into the last few moments of their formation lap. This should be a good race to watch. Trizzy from the front has had good pace in the last few races. So let's go through the order one more time for you. We've got Trizzy on pole, Tezza in second, third is King Chris, fourth on the grid we have... Who is fourth actually? We have in fourth... Miles is fourth. We're going to go straight into the race now though. 4 lights. 5 lights and away we go, and Trizzy's off to a good start by the look of it. He gets away from Tezza in second. Tezza trying to go down the inside. Sorry about that. And Trizzy has made it stick into the first corner. Tezza still in second, and that is a move for third. Miles is in third. Oh, has he just been squeezed wide there? He hasn't. King Chris gets the position back. Miles back down into 4th place. King Chris still in third ahead of Miles. So Trizzy leads from Tezza still. L45 has had a poor start there, and in front of him I believe that's Ollie, and in front of him is Sophie. So she's made ground off the start as they come into this last sector of the lap now. This tricky right-hander to ride on board now with Sophie in the manner today. Bendel running a bit wide up front. Show George just in front. No DRS this lap, of course, but there will be a tremendous amount of slipstream as they come through here. As you can see, the slipstream in full effect. Joe George is to the right of Bendel, but look at the straight line speed here from Sophie. She goes flying past into the hairpin. Oh, and there's contact between the Renault and the Manor. I think that was Joe George. It was Joe George defending there from the car behind him, which I believe is AL45. Yeah, and there's someone in the pits. Ollie's into the pit, so he's making an early stop. Unfortunately for him as well, because he's on the soft tyres. As Miles is going in as well, running wide on pit entry. So Trizzy leads from Tezza. King Chris into third with a bit of breathing space now to Kuna Matata. Fifth is Mertens, and then sixth, seventh, and eighth is made up of Jakey Boy, Taffy, and Robot Sophie, who's had a brilliant start from 12th on the grid up into 8th already on those mediums. Could be very useful towards the end of this race. Taffy having a look down the inside of Jakey Boy there. Sophie maybe going to have a look. This is a very tricky section to make an overtake. As we have Sophie under pressure now from Show George. He's still sticking with her, so I wonder if there wasn't any wing damage on the front of that Renault in the end. We come into this tricky section now, running a bit wide onto the curb as Sophie there. Into this hard braking zone. Taffy runs a bit wide, and is he going to get done by the manner of Sophie? Going round the outside. That was a brave move, but she's made it stick, and all credit to her. Up into 7th now from 12th on the grid, and she might get Jakey Boy here on the straight. Show George clips the grass coming through there. AL45 all over the back of him as he goes for a move. Is Sophie going to have a look down into the hairpin on Jakey Boy, who's taking up the inside line? And Show George has annihilated AL45, and he is gone. That is a big hit as he's still spinning. That was a huge hit, and I'm pretty sure Show George will get a penalty for that. Meanwhile, up front, Tezza still within the second of Trizzy, which is what he needs this lap because DRS is active now. Kumatata still going around in 4th. Bendel up to 7th on his debut in PSF1. Is doing well so far, clean. His teammate Taffy just in front behind the Renault of Show George, who's up into 5th, so I'm presuming Sophie's had an incident because she's back down in 8th and was in a very good position. She was ahead of Show George, so I don't know what's happened there between the last corner and the first couple of corners, but it is Show George that leads that little group now from Taffy, from Bendel, and then Sophie down in 9th. Jakey Boy, I believe, has pitted, or has he just had a spin? He must have had a spin because he's on the same tyres. Smertens now in 10th. Behind him is Miles, Ollie, and AL45, who got destroyed by the Renault of Show George. Trizzy in the lead, in control at the moment, dominant so far. He's not come under pressure yet. Behind him, Tezza, and as you can see, all the way back there in 3rd is King Chris, and look how spaced out the top 4 are already. But it's these 4 here that you want to keep your eye out for. As Taffy closes in now in the slipstream, as you can see in the mirrors there. Here comes Taffy down the inside, maybe not too soon. Maybe wait another lap. He's right behind the Renault though. Bendel has he lost the position to Sophie here. Sophie trying to go up the inside into the last corner. There may have been a warning there, but she's right on the back of the McLaren as they come in down into turn 1. This is a very tricky braking zone. She's going to make the move round the outside maybe. And she's made it stick on the McLaren. Bendel very chivalrous there with giving the position up so easily. But Sophie making great progress on those medium tyres. Has gone from 12th to 5th on the grid. And she's had a great race so far after last week possibly pulling out, but it's looking a lot better this weekend. As we have Taffy having a look up the inside of Show George. He's on the harder tyre of course, and those super softs are not going to be very good for much longer. As Jakey Boy has just pitted, he is now on the medium compound tyre, so he could go for a 2-stop medium is an option there. As we see, Tezza has taken the lead, and where is Trizzy? Has he pitted? He has pitted indeed, so Trizzy with that early pit stop at the end of lap 3, he's now up and down into 7th place on the mediums. But his big rival Tezza is still out in front. He's got to put some good lap times in now. So we see the gap to Kuna Matata is huge. King Chris, I'm presuming, is pitted as well. As we can see here, yes, he is behind Trizzy. And there's just no one around him at the moment, but this is the battle we want to be looking at. And here we go, Taffy going past Showjord's Robot Sophie too. And is Sophie going to get a move up the inside done? Cuts the corner a little bit, but she gets the move done. All fairness to them there. Showjord's might get the move back on Sophie, and he's gone into the pits, so Showjord's into the pits. And Sophie is now up to 4th. Obviously, she hasn't pitted yet, but a safety car could prove very profitable for her at this stage. In first, we have Kuna Matata on the soft, so he's the first of the soft runners. Second place is Taffy, as you can see here. Third is Sophie, we're riding on board right now. She started in 12th place, great progress so far. 4th is our new boy, Bendel. Trizzy up into 5th now after that first round of pit stop. Behind him is Teza on the mediums. So I'm not sure if he's lost out a little bit there. As you can see, the gap probably a little bit bigger than it was before the pit stops. King Chrissy behind him in 7th at the moment, 3rd theoretically at this stage of the race. Showjord's has pitted, he's on the mediums after starting on the super soft, so he'll probably go for a 2-stop, possibly 3, depending on the strategies that they chose. Mertens here defending from Miles, who had an early pit stop, if you remember. Battling for 9th position currently. So they're going on board with Miles now. He's in a slower tyre at the moment, but Miles has got pace. Carrying the speed through this section. Got to get that power down as quick as he can. He's going to have the DRS coming onto the straight. Behind them, that is Ollie catching now. DRS goes open. Miles going to have a look down into the hairpin. He's not going to be close enough. Is he going to hit the back of him? He has, and he's probably lost his wing from that as well. Just misjudged his braking zone. Let's have a look if he goes into the pits or not. No, he's going to stay out, so it might be okay for the moment. He's going to have a look down into turn 1 now. I don't think he got the exit required. And out comes Bendel. He's got to be careful here. And Bendel's on the grass and he stays out of trouble. He's going to get the move back on Miles, is he? And it's so close between these two. Bendel swooping around the outside. Is he going to get the run? As they come out the corner now, Bendel emerges next to the Toro Rosso of Miles, who is in front at the moment. And he's lost the position up the inside there when Bendel, not the best of camera angles unfortunately to show that position change, but Bendel keeps the position after coming out of the pits. Let's have a look up front, and it is still Sophie in 3rd. Kuna Matata leads the Grand Prix, a healthy lead of 6 seconds from Taffy. Behind him is Sophie, and she's going to have a look up the inside, surely here into the hairpin. Approaching speeds of nearly 230 miles an hour, and she goes down the inside into the braking zone. Taffy trying to swoop around the outside. He's going to get the cutback, just hasn't got the grip on those soft tyres. And Sophie has gone from 12th to 2nd here. Admittedly, she hasn't made a pit stop yet, but this could be brilliant for her. And Taffy, as we can see there, goes into the pits. Kuna Matata though stays out, and Trizzy back up to 3rd. Good racing so far, apart from that little moment where Showjord's collected AL45, and there he is now in 12th position, unfortunately for him. He's not last though. Jakey Boy at the back has already made a pit stop earlier than he would have liked. He may have made 2 actually, I'm not quite sure. Let's have a little look now. No, he has made just the 1 stop so far. But it's Kuna Matata in the Haas that leads the Grand Prix. We'll have a look back here with Trizzy. Theoretically the race leader. Safety car can change at any point though. So ever gaining on Sophie. Sophie of course started on those mediums. She'll not give up easily though, she'll want to defend the position, but Trizzy is gaining so quickly through here. And is he in DRS range? Might just be out of it, but I think he's close enough, even without DRS, to get the move done with slipstream. We'll find out in a few moments. He is in DRS range, here he comes. Trizzy on fresh medium. Sophie, is she going to defend? She's not going to defend. Trizzy, is he going to go for it? No, not this lap. And he's forced Sophie to run deep. And he's pushed her a bit wide, maybe. Tremendous racing from both these two at the moment. Sophie is going to pull out of it quite early there. Sensible from Sophie. She's done well so far. She doesn't want to get her in any trouble. Trizzy with the fastest lap of the race. And who was that in the pits? Was that Kuna Matata in the pits? It is indeed. So where is this going to bring him out? Behind King Chrissy, who now goes into 4th place. He's behind... No, sorry. He is in... Oh, he is in 4th place. Tez is in front. Of course. So the Williams of Tezza is out in front. Kuna Matata, where is he coming out? He's going to come out in 5th, just in front of Showjaws. This should be a good battle to watch now. To come through this first section of corners. Through turn 4. Up through the kink at turn 5, into turn 6, heavy braking zone. Hard on the brakes into the apex. This twisty section is so exhilarating. Kuna Matata running wide there. Is he on fresh softs? He is on fresh, so he's going to go soft, medium then, potentially. Kuna Matata, he's saving his mediums for later on in the race. So Showjaws. Is he going to be within DRS range here? We'll have a look back quickly. As Taffy there pitting, what does he put on? He's put on mediums. And he pitted maybe a bit early for the mediums, but he can go medium again if he selected those things. What's that? Ollie in 11. You see Trizzy here in the lead, pulling that gap substantially over Sophie. Sophie starting in these mediums. Not that far behind Trizzy though. Very wide entrance to that corner from Trizzy into turn 3 now. With this little tiny peak here at turn 4. And is Chrissy going to catch Tezza here? Tezza's put away in front. And that is the manner of Sophie out there. This will be a good battle to watch Showjaws and Kuna Matata. And we can't have a look just yet. Maybe get past the DRS zone. Sorry about that. Back to it now, and AL45 defending from Jakey Boy now. He's going to have a look up the inside into turn 6. He's going to go for it. He's gone up the inside into turn 6. Hard on the brakes and around the outside is L45, but he's never getting that move done. And Jakey Boy moves up into a point scoring position. Sophie still in second, with Tezza catching. He's on fresh mediums. I say fresh mediums, they're 6 laps old now. Sophie's mediums are only 4 laps older, so they will be similar. And Chris, how far off he is now. And Showjob, what happened there? He's miles behind all of a sudden. He's on the slower tyre admittedly, but kind of distance behind. Bendel and Taffy are 7th and 8th respectively. Whereas Miles after all that? Miles is last at the moment. He must have pitted again because he was on the mediums. This just doesn't go well for Miles, unfortunately. As you can see here, gap has opened up of 3 seconds now from Trizzy to Sophie. Through this section, very hard to get right. See Tezza catching now. Is he going to be within range come the DRS zone? Is he in range? Tezza's in range. Sophie's gone defensive very early. Look at the closing speed now, approaching 225 miles an hour. Very early on the brakes from Tezza. Quite conservative on the brakes. Keeps it in second. Every driver's preference. Great run out the last corner here from Tezza, and he could get a move done down to turn 1. Sophie's going to hold the inside. Tezza's going to go to the outside here. He's going to swoop around the outside, and Tezza gets the move done quite easily on Sophie in the end. Good racing there from Tezza. Swoops around the outside into turn 1. And King Chrissy, maybe the next one to catch Sophie. Everyone's quite spaced out at the moment as Showgeorge takes a trip to the grass. That will enable Taffy to catch him now. He's not far behind Taffy if Showgeorge keeps making mistakes. Ollie Flavel has made it up into 9th and he's catching Bendel here. As you can see, the McLaren leading the Mercedes at the moment in this period of time. 10th place is Jakey Boy still, so he just made a move on AL45 when we last checked, and he's gone onto a set of soft, or he's had an incident, because Miles is up into 12th now, and Smurfing's up into 11th in the Ferrari. Back up to the front, and Tezza's 4 seconds behind. Sophie there, still within DRS range, so that will help her up to a certain point. But this man here, King Chris, is going to be catching her very quickly now. Started 3rd on the grid, 4th at the moment. And Sophie's into the pits. We're right on board now, see where she comes out. Behind Sophie's Kuna Matata, Showgeorge, Taffy. I don't think Bender will get her. But let's see what tyre she goes onto. It looks like it's a set of softs. It is indeed a set of softs. And Sophie is back out onto the circuit. And she will rejoin in 6th place. So not bad at all from Sophie's point of view. Starting 12th after the first round of pit stops. She is in P6. As you can see in the background there, Taffy. Not far behind, but she'll be on the chase now for this man, Showgeorge. He is on the slower medium compound. He's been on these for about 9 laps now, so they will be a little bit worn halfway through their good life anyway. They can go quite a bit longer than sort of 19-20 laps if taken care of, but I'm pretty sure that he'll be looking for sort of 15 laps out of these tyres and go back onto another set of softs. You can see Sophie already catching through this section. Lovely shot there. I'm going to go on board with Sophie now as she comes through this corner, and Showjord has had a moment through that, and she is already passed. And with the DRS, surely Showjord isn't going to have a look at the inside. He's late on the brakes, but he is wise to it, and that moves Sophie up into 5th place. She's doing very well today. What's up with the engine there with Jakey Boy? Very high revs and not very much speed. That looks like it might be an issue. See Schmertens here. Miles still in 12th. And it's in the lead to Grand Prix. It's Trizzy Antonio. Controlled this race from the outset. He hasn't led every lap. This man, Pezzo, is falling back about half a second a lap at the moment. You can see just a little bit slower again than Trizzy in that middle sector. Of course, losing 3/10 as well. So his gap to Pezzo is about the same. The gap is 7 seconds between those two. Meanwhile, in 4th place, Gunnar Matata is all on his own. 4 seconds behind is Sophie. She'll be catching now because she's on fresh softs, but the man behind her, Showjord, will be wanting to make a move, possibly out of this DRS zone. Comes out of that very shallow. Doesn't use the exit curve at all. He's way too far behind to make a move though, and I'm pretty sure positions will stay as they are. You can see way too far behind to even consider a move. Sophie at the moment controlling performance from P12 on the grid to P5 at the moment. Doing very well. Bendel, our newcomer, his debut in this league, is doing well in 8th at the moment. A couple of moments with Sophie and I believe it was Tezza early on. Other than that, he's been running his own race. Good performance so far. And Jakey Boy has not made an overtake, that's right, because it was Miles is making a move here, possibly on Ollie. This should be interesting to watch. Miles running a bit wide that last corner. He's within DRS range here. And he has a look into turn 1. Cuts it very short there. Taking a much later apex than Ollie. Car straight as soon as you can to get the power down. And what is the gap at the moment? Let's have a look. It is about 1 and a bit seconds at the moment, so he's out of the DRS range at the moment. And on the same tyre compound, Ollie taking a very interesting approach to that corner, but Miles getting it wrong on entrance. Maybe we've lost a bit of time there. But the second round of pit stops could be happening quite quickly. And as I say that, Trizzy has made a pit stop, and he is now onto the soft tyres. Now, I'm pretty sure that Trizzy was on the mediums for his second stint, so he's going to have to stop again, because these softs won't go the distance. So Trizzy not putting himself in the best position here, whereas Sophie can put on another set of soft tyres, even medium tyres if she chooses to, so Sophie's in a great position at the moment. As Trizzy has to stop again. Trizzy stopping back now. Kuna Matata's made his second pit stop and score in 8th, and he's having a look at the inside of Bendel. We'll see how this goes. We come through the fast section of turns 7, 8 and 9. Oh, have the apex there, and he's done that well, Kuna Matata, on these fresh tyres. Look how close he is to the back of Bendel. And he might have a look down into this left-hander. And he's going to have a look up the inside, late on the brakes. Bendel not giving him much space, but he swooped round the outside, and brilliant defending there from Bendel as we're riding forward now with Kuna Matata. He's just got the drive there, and Bendel has no option but to give up the position. He's going to have DRS as well, Kuna Matata, so Bendel has no chance of coming back at him. As you see there, Bendel just not close enough. Not helping, he's got no slipstream either. Sorry, DRS. And Sophie in P2 now. So that means that our man who was leading a few laps ago, this man, Teza, has made a mistake possibly. Did he make a pit stop or not? Teza has made his second pit stop, so he will go to the end on these tyres. Let's just have a look quickly. Did Trizzy go on? He did go on to the medium, so... Oh, he's got a drive-through as well, so Trizzy, the race leader, has a drive-through. And he's put on another set of tyres, which he's going to have to change out anyway. Trizzy is really not putting himself in a good position here, and it looks like Teza might take the win. So how far ahead? He's around 9 seconds is the gap. And he's got to take a drive-through and another pit stop. He's going to be very far behind Trizzy. He might even come out behind these guys. I think Taffy and Kingchrist both have to make stops. Actually, no, Kingchrist has just put on these tyres, so he will go to the end. Taffy is on the medium tyres. So he either pit in the next 3 laps or he's going to the end on these tyres. So Ollie up into 8th place. Jakey Boy quite a way behind him. He must be very low on fuel because he's short shifting like crazy at the moment. Bendel has put on the soft tyres now, so he'll maybe go to the end of the race. It's a bit of a push. He should be okay though. And as we see AL45 going off the track down into that left-hander, and that allows Smertens to catch up now. That was turn 13. It's such a tricky corner to get right. Miles still in last place as Sophie takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Trizzy's taken his drive through and is right behind Taffy for P2. Oh, and he's almost at the back of him as they come through turn 7. Oh, and he's collided with him, and Taffy won't be happy with that at all. Contact through turn 8. And as they accelerate out of this section now, Taffy, has he got an issue here, Taffy? He's let Kingchrist pass. And that could be a strategic move to get the DRS here, but I think Taffy's struggling after that. So Trizzy has got back up into second already. He will get DRS Taffy, but look how far behind he is. He must have damage. He could pick the softs at this lap, if need be. And Matata is quite a way down, and Teza is ghosted at the moment. I don't think he's left the session. I think he's still with us, but he's ghosted at the moment, which will allow this man Showjords to catch him. Jakey Boy in 9th. And there goes Teza, so unfortunately we've lost Teza at this stage of the race. He was doing so well, he was challenging for the lead, he was in P2, and now he's made his pit stop, and the AL will take him to the end, but he won't score any points if he doesn't rejoin. However, this is going to be a good battle here between Trizzy and Kingchrist until Trizzy pits, because he's pitted this off far too early. He was on the softs 2 or 3 laps ago, so he's got a long way to push those tyres yet. Don't think he's going to be within DRS range, but meanwhile, Sophie up the front. She's got a great chance of winning this race. How many stops has she made? She's made just the 1 stop, so she will go on to another set of softs any lap now. Trizzy, as you can see, has run the medium and the soft tyres in his race stints. Obviously starting on those super softs from quali, but he's not taken the mediums long enough. He won't be able to do 13 laps on those softs. King Chris, he's in a good position. He pitted lap 17, so he's good to the end now. Kun Matata's made his 2 stops. He will go to the end. Tez has made his 2 stops, and I'm presuming everyone else will go to the end as well, as Trizzy sets the fastest lap of the race. He's got nearly 9 seconds to make up on Sophie though after that drive through. And Chris is behind. See if we can find any action going on through the field. I think everyone's pretty spaced out right now. Ollie in front. So not much going on at all really. And Shojo has already gone past Tezza. Taffy and Troll will be next. So let's have a look at where everyone is. Has Sophie pit again, or she had an incident here? Slow last sector, so she must have had an off in the last sector. She's still on those soft tyres. As will go to Miles now, who's trying so desperately to catch AL45. He wants that promotion to F2, but with results like this, it's unfortunately not going to happen. Trizzy still leads the Grand Prix. On those softs, he's going to have to pit again. Surely still got 6 laps to squeeze out of these. Ken Cross on the other hand, he's just got to sit behind him and wait for him to pit if the time comes, or a puncture if he tries to push the tyres to the end. Third place, Kun Matata. He's on for good points today. Very good points indeed. The third place will do him no harm whatsoever in the race for the promotion spots into F2. As behind him, Robot Sophie on the soft tyres. I'd imagine these guys will have the same sort of wear on their tyres. But Sophie's will obviously wear much faster. So let's move through here then. Let's come up into turn 12. With long right hander now. Turn 13. Sophie going to run the much grippier tyre through there. Kuna Matata fighting the car, and Sophie's surely going to get the move done. Down to the hairpin at 14. He moves to the outside. Sophie's got the DRS, doesn't tuck into the slipstream. Is she going to have a look into the hairpin? She's going to back off for now. She's still got time left. We want to rush into things. She's going to sit behind Kuna Matata and wait for a mistake possibly. Bessa runs out the last corner, a bit of oversteer. She's got the slipstream DRS again though. Kuna Matata goes defensive. We'll have a not as good turn in, and he's run wide, and Sophie, can she put it down the inside? Maybe not yet. Into turn 3, can she get a good run out of here? It's a good run, and Kuna Matata's all over the place on those medium tyres. Down to the hairpin at 7. Turn 6, sorry. Up into turn 7 and 8. He's quick fire, left and right. And as here's turn 7 now. Clip the apex. A bit of dirt there from both of them. Kuna Matata throwing it up into the face of Sophie there, that won't help it. And again, getting a bit too much grass. And again, Kuna Matata really pushing the track limits today. Hard braking zone down to turn 11. Sophie had a good run out of here last time. And she's going to get it again. Kuna Matata goes to the inside. He's on the grass as they come onto the straight. We're not going to get the best camera angle, unfortunately, and Sophie's gone past already. Kuna Matata is going to have a look down into the hairpin. Oh, and maybe there was a touch there, we couldn't quite see because of the camera angle. But Sophie has lost the position again. These two are going to be fighting throughout the rest of the race, I feel. Show George quite a way ahead of Taffy, and Tezza's down in 7th. Unfortunately for him, he left the session quite a while ago now. And is he going to catch him? And that will be Ollie out of points, I think, because of how far behind he is. He's got to pit again on those super softs, they won't take him to the end. Miles in P12, AL45. And as we see Chrissy take the lead, it means that Trizzy has put on a set of mediums, so he's going to be really slow at the end of this race. As we can see up ahead is the manner of Sophie having a look at the Haas of Kuna Matata through turn 7. The air destruction through here will be crazy, and they'll be fighting the cars for grip as there's no downforce. Kuna Matata, very wide entry to that corner. Sophie maybe have a look down into turn 11. And she's going to stay well behind Kuna Matata for now. She's still got plenty of time to get the move done. Maybe even make a move on the last lap of the race. Seal the deal. She's dropped off this time round. Kuna Matata wants a little bit wide. She'll have the DRS, so she'll draw closer to the Haas now. She's not staying in the slipstream though. She wants to know where the corner is. Good apex there. She closes in more. As you can see, that gap is a lot closer than it was at the beginning of that straight. And Kuna Matata runs wide through the last corner. This could be Sophie's chance. She's going to get the run down into turn 1. Kuna Matata's gone defensive, and now he's gone back to the racing line. He's come back over, has he? No, stayed on his line. Sophie maybe going to have a look into turn 2. But yeah, she's still happy to stay behind Kuna Matata. This is the second position, remember. Sophie started P12 on the grid. Tremendous effort from her to get back into this position. Down to turn 6. Still not any closer. Kuna Matata seems to be managing to use tyres fairly well at this stage of the race. 3 laps remaining. 3.5 laps remaining. Kuna Matata getting plenty of dirt through there again. We're going to stay on board with these guys for a while longer. And Sophie is just almost just waiting for that mistake from Kuna Matata. We'll have a quick check up front. Chrissy is still in the lead. And that's a lapped car of AL45, and Chrissy has lapped him. So we're going to watch Sophie and Kuna Matata here. Coming into the hairpin, Kuna Matata back onto the racing line. Is Sophie going to have a look? No, she's biding her time at the moment. She's waiting for the opportunity. Good racing from Sophie at the moment. They are 14 seconds behind the leader. But although Sophie does have the pace, I feel she's faster than Kuna Matata at this stage. But she won't be able to catch Chrissy at this stage, unfortunately. She's still doing very well though. Very wide entry to turn 3 there. We get her a better traction through 4. Bit of oversteer there through the kink at 5. Kuna Matata takes a very, very wide entrance to the corner, which can catch people out that are behind. But Sophie's wary to it at the moment. And Showgeorge is up into 4th. I'm not sure if he passed Taffy or not, but Trizzy, meanwhile, has gone onto a set of softs, so he's put his mediums in and got a set of softs now. It's all going wrong for Trizzy. He was in first place on the grid. He was first place for ages in the race, and then it all went wrong with a drive-through and a wrong selection of tyres. And now he's in 6th place. Tezza, meanwhile, still isn't back, which means Ollie will get 7th place and Jakey Boy to get 8th. That's if Ollie can hold on to his tyres, because he's been on those for about 4 laps now. Smertens is going to get a couple of points, and Bendel on his debut might even get some points. He's on a set of super softs now as well, so he's going to be gaining rapidly on Smertens in front of him. Just wide through there though, that will cost him dearly at this stage. And Miles has gone on to a set of super softs to finish the race off as he gets lapped. No, he's not been lapped, sorry, he's just been passed by. And Miles has gone! Oh, Miles! It was all just too much for him. And there he is. There won't be a safety car to that stage of the race now, but Trizzy. I'm surprised he's put softs on and not super softs, to be honest, but he might catch Taffy in time. The gap is 4 seconds. Oh, and that's Robot Sophie in front of Kuna Matata. We've missed the move. We waited for so long, and she's made the move when we weren't looking. I have no doubt in my mind though that Kuna Matata will definitely have a go up into the hairpin at the end of the straight. No doubt about it. Prime overtaking opportunity on this track, which is 2 laps to go as well. Let's run wide through 13 though. And he's well out of the DRS range, although he still get the DRS because of where the activation point is. Kuna Matata, has he just ruined his chances for a 2nd place here today? Sophie up 10 places from where she started. She started in P12, started on the mediums, and has just got her head down and raced probably one of the best races she's had this season. As we come on to the final lap now of the F3 race, King Chris, he's done really well today. He's just sat behind Trizzy, and in fairness to him, waited for the mistake that did come from Trizzy, and it was a big one. Not only did he have a misselection of tyres, but he got a drive through, which stuck him right back to where he is now. and he may not get Taffy here. We'll come back to that later. Tezza's still not back. Jakey Boy will, and I believe Ollie has got a puncture maybe. He's still got 1 and a bit laps to go on those super softs. Oh, and AL45 has a puncture on the penultimate lap, and that's Robot Sophie going past to lap him. Smertens will go up to 8th, of course. But it looks like King Chris is going to take the victory. Smooth throughout, never really under any pressure. He begins his celebrations early, possibly a bit premature, but he knows he's got this race in the bag. His lead is huge. King Chris is going to take the victory here in China in F3. A controlling race from Chris, capitalised on Trizzy's mistakes. And Kuna Matata, tyres just not up to it. Sophie's going to get second, an almighty effort from her. 12th to 2nd. Well done to Sophie. And trying to get to Trizzy to see if he can get past Taffy in this last lap. And he's not going to do it. Trizzy's not going to do it unless he gets in on penalties. He's wide out of the last corner. Taffy's going to hold on for P5. Well done, Taffy. A brilliant race from Taffy there. And in the background, I think that's AL45. It is indeed with his puncture. Tezza won't get the points for P7. Jakey Boy will be promoted into 7th spot. The question is, who's behind Jakey Boy? Smertens will get 8th spot because of Tezza leaving the session. And Bendel on his debut will get 2 points for himself. And Ollie will get a point as well today, even though he doesn't know it yet. He will get a point, and he's actually the last finisher, so congratulations to Ollie on his point. Miles retiring with 2 laps to go meant that we finished with 11. Tezza leaving the session means that he won't be classified, and there will be 10 finishers and 10 point scorers, and that is the final standings. Not many time penalties this week, good to see, as we see King Chris take the win, starting from 3rd behind Tezza and Trizzy Antonio, and he is today's winner. Thank you for watching today's stream. We'll be back next week in Australia for round 9 of the PSF1 F3 Championship. See you next week.